Julie Chrisley judge made mistake in her resentencing, prosecutors admit. Julie Chrisley may be resentenced yet again after federal prosecutors admitted the judge made a mistake in the Chrisley Knows Best Star's September ruling. In a February 20 brief, prosecutors say, plain error was made when the judge added 2 years to Julie's supervised release as part of the Reality Personality's September resentencing hearing in the case of her and husband Todd Chrisley's bank and tax fraud conviction. Both Todd and Julie appealed their original collective 19-year prison sentence after their 2022 conviction, and while Todd's request was denied, Julie was granted a resentencing hearing. However, in September, the judge upheld Julie's original 84-month sentence in federal prison, adding 2 more years of supervised release to the sentence in what prosecutors now say was a mistake that neither side caught or objected to at the time. The 5-year term of supervised release on counts 7, wire fraud, and 12, obstruction of justice, is plain error because it exceeds the maximum term authorized by statute, prosecutors wrote in the filing, per WSB-TV. In such situations, this court vacates the district court's judgment only with respect to the supervised release term and remands with instructions to correct that issue. Prosecutors are now asking the appeals court to send Julie's case back to the district court for another resentencing, this time with just 5 years of supervised release. Meanwhile, Julie and Todd's daughter, Savannah Chrisley, has been advocating for their release as she asks President Donald Trump to pardon them. The Chrisley Knows Best alum, 27, attended the 2025 Conservative Political Action Conference, CPAC, earlier this month as a senior fellow for the Nolan Center for Criminal Justice, calling it an honor beyond words on Instagram. To stand among those fighting for real reform and freedom, to be a voice in this movement, reminds me why I refuse to stop speaking out, she wrote. The fight for justice is far from over. Savannah added that as she attended a lunch in the White House's West Wing, I couldn't help but think, if you had told me years ago that I would be here, I wouldn't have believed you. But God's plans are bigger than our own. Sometimes, you have to force your way into rooms where you don't belong, because if you're fighting for what's right, you absolutely do. The former pageant queen continued, I will never stop fighting for my parents. I will never stop fighting for the millions of others crushed by the Department of Injustice. We will not be silenced, concluding, this week reminded me why I do this. The road is long, the fight is hard, but justice is worth it. We are just getting started.